Hello and welcome back to the Babenbergs. We are holding a funeral for our grandfather Otto, who tragically died last episode. However, we are hoping that we can turn this funeral into a double funeral, in that we are going to try and murder the Margrave of Steiermark. If we can do this, this will mean that his daughter will be in charge. If his daughter is in charge, we can press our mother's claim. If we can press our mother's claim, we are our mother's heir. If we are our mother's heir, we are now a double duke. Now, is a double duke a good position for us to be in? Not particularly. I mean, we have Confederate partition. But there's a chance it can be really good if we could then grab Austria. It basically turns all of our plans upside down if this actually works, right? Our current plan is to chill, have a good life, do a few hunts, go on a few trips, just kind of live a nice chill life. If we get Steiermark, that chill life has to immediately stop and we have to immediately declare war upon Austria. That's basically the only way that things work, because we would need to get Austria so we could get the Margraveship of Austria and then have the, or create the Archduchy of Austria afterwards, right? We'd have to immediately abandon all plans and do that. Then we can go back to chilling, because we'll have a kingdom. But, this is all down to us actually killing this guy, and then winning a war, which isn't by no means guaranteed. I mean, currently, like, even if he was significantly weaker, we're not winning a war. I mean, our allies are currently our vassals, so they're not going to join any war, so we would need quite a lot to win. But anyway, it's a start. It's a start. We are also kind of hoping that at some point we'll have children and we can marry them off for alliances, but anyway. Also, Verona's expanded. Have you noticed that Verona now holds all of this land? How did that happen? Anyway, I did have a slight worry about Steiermark, so I'm going to go through it just because I thought it was kind of interesting and something I didn't expect, which luckily didn't turn out to be a problem, but I think could have been a problem if things had changed just ever so slightly. So, we, if we win the war, we'll have our mother as the Margrave of Steiermark, and that will be a duchy level title. We currently have a duchy level title. If our half sister had been a half brother, I think that that title would have actually passed to them instead. Why? Well, because Steiermark currently has Confederate partition, the same as Bavaria, and we already have a duchy, so in terms of line of succession, I think it might have gone to our half-brother. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might have. However, that's not an issue, because we only have sisters, and if we have a look in here, you will see the other part of it is still male preference, so I think we'd still inherit. But anyway, I was slightly worried about that. And I did realise that was kind of a mistake for us to remarry her so quickly. But I also kind of forgive ourselves here because I probably wasn't thinking about it in the slightest, as all of our plans of Steiermark were under the assumption that we would be playing as our father, Otto von Babenberg, which of course we weren't. So, there you go. Anyway, I think it's time to hold a funeral. So, let's go. Also, yeah, it is kind of weird that we have an Otto II at this one, but this is Otto II of Tyrol instead, which, anyway, weird. Faction targeting us for the Bavarian throne. You want to put, who? Captain Siegfried. Who's Captain Siegfried? Who's this guy? Oh, this is your brother. You would like to put your younger brother in charge of the Bavarian throne? That's kind of a weird one. Why would you not want to try and put yourself in charge of the Bavarian throne? Anyway, I'm going to assume that that's the usual game hasn't calculated military strength correctly on reload issue. So we'll wait until the end of the month and then worry about it. The faithful prepare for war? Okay. A papal envoy has reached my court, bringing news from the Vatican. Pope Anastasius issued a call to arms to all righteous Christian rulers. As a Catholic Duke, I am expected to prepare my men in support of this most holy cause, sponsored by the Universal Church itself. To all those who will take the fight against the vile heathens desecrating the holy grounds of Pomerania, the Holy See promises full absolution from all sins and a guaranteed place in heaven. Ah, okay. So I was saying last time that I didn't think it was because of anything that was happening over here that triggered the Crusades, and I'm 100% right. It's due to this. Because this land is converted, so Pomerania converted to Slovianskan, basically, that has triggered the Crusades early. Cool. I guess I'm gonna sign up. Yeah, I don't really know what we're gonna do, but I guess I'm gonna sign up. I mean, it's not that far away, so we should. You have no beneficiary for the Crusade. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Burchard, my brother-in-law? Oh yeah, I forgot that our previous... Okay, I'm gonna have to get used to how these guys are related to us now. So previously, this was our half-brother, and this was our nephew. But now, these are our brother and sister-in-law, because we married... Okay, because we married her. Yeah, it's weird. Okay. So I guess our brother-in-law is a good choice. Yeah. Not that we're going to have the most horse score, but... Yeah, interesting. Also, I haven't stationed my men-at-arms unit. Oh. I guess I didn't do that when we moved over. Okay. I'll station it now then. It's fine. Noble gamekeeper need... Ah, yes, we were going to hold a hunt. That's fine. It needs a worthy successor. Okay, so 3 members joined this faction. So the people who joined it were Count Heinrich, Countess Mathilde, and Count Chad. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this. Why are you in these factions? Okay. So your faction commitment is plus 70. So opinion of you is minus 16. Terrified. He's terrified of us? Why? Wait, like, actually, good question. Why are you terrified of us? That doesn't make any sense at all. Are you like... Yeah, I have no idea why you're terrified of us. Anyway. Terrified. Higher opinion of claimant. Yeah. Further opinion of liege. Special relation with claimant. Yeah, okay. Same house. Whatever. So you're doing it because it's your brother. Next one. You are hugely into this faction. Because your opinion of me. Powerful vassal has higher opinion of claimant. Higher opinion of claimant plus 106. Liege was unpreferred heir. Okay. Liege has high legitimacy minus 10. Overwhelming military faction power plus 100%. Personality plus 259. Then you. You have 1,600? Personality plus 1,230. What's your person? You're deceitful? Wait, because you're or it's because you're stubborn, probably. It's probably stubborn, and once you make a decision, you don't want to switch or something like that. I don't know what that means. Anyway. So actually, the person who least wants to be in the faction is Count Heinrich, whose brother the faction is being created for. If I was to send you a gift, how would you feel? You get 27 opinion. Ah. And just out of curiosity, how easy would it be to murder this person? Very hard. Yeah, although this doesn't really tell us anything. His child is currently the ruler of Osberg as well. Interesting. Wait, how did his child become the ruler of Osberg? What happened with that? Was there a faction to push him out of Osberg? Inherited via abdication. Yeah, there was a... Okay, yeah, so this guy inherited and then there was a faction that got him to abdicate. Okay. So... Yeah, it's not ideal. What do we hold? We hold Ottoberg and Dornberg. Yeah, so what would happen... This is kind of the worst person for us here. Well, not the worst, but worst type of person. If Count Heinrich was to be the person whose claim was being pressed, we could surrender that war, and we would still hold Ottoberg, right, afterwards, because he would hold land within the Duchy of Bavaria, so he would just be taking the duchy back. The problem we have is that Captain Siegfried here would not hold any land within the he would not hold any land within Duchy of Bavaria. Therefore, he would take land from us, as we're the person he's taking the duchy from. The problem with that is we only have a singular piece of land, so he would be taking all of our land. Yeah, which I guess would then mean that we can be a landless adventurer. Not really the path I want to take this series, if I'm honest with you, so... Trying to figure out a way through this. I don't suppose he turned up to the funeral. Just like, don't suppose there's a new target I can aim for. No. I don't suppose that Regensburg, you did turn up to the funeral. Is my play to murder him? Why is my first thought murder? We could become his friend. I think I give up my murder. I want to befriend, not you. I love how it just switches it to the person you had murder for. I'm going to try and befriend you. That's my new play. I think that's the only play we've got. Because if we can get him out of the faction, that's 200% power out of the faction. Also, increasing our military strength would be good, I suppose. Yeah, that would probably help a little bit. Can I increase the size of these? Yeah? Let's increase them a little bit. I do have a half-sister who's unmarried. I could marry off my half-sister. She's probably, like, we could probably get an alliance, right? We could. Okay. What's the best alliance you can get me? An alliance with Norway. Now, Norway are actually pretty large right now because they won the war for England. However, they are defending against a lot of wars. Yeah, they're going to be busy, and they're going to call us into their wars. Sweden? Sweden are interesting. They're also in a war currently. They're attacking Finland in a holy war for Finland. Okay, so they wouldn't be there immediately. And then Tuscany. Duke Pellegrino of Tuscany. I mean, it's a good marriage, honestly. I guess it's an alliance with the Duchy of Tuscany. It's a pretty large amount of land. Yeah, you know what? Sounds good to me. We're marrying her for an alliance. That is the entire purpose of the marriage. Let's do it. Grab ourselves an ally. Means that we now have a reasonable military that can join us. Not enough to defeat Steiermark, but enough to maybe see off our faction. Especially if we can get this other guy out of it. Liege has finished power sharing with his son. Also, wait a second. Oh no, that's fine. For a second there I thought our Liege's house was different than his son's, but no, they're all the same house. That's fine. Because I just recognized that it's the house that was in charge of Hungary. I guess Hungary is now in charge, ruled by the Arpads, but... Wait, was it Hungary I was even looking at before? Maybe they were trying to press a claim or something. Maybe I'm getting confused. Maybe I just saw him and his one previously. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Let's hold the funeral. Oh yeah, also, this is just a pet peeve of mine. It calls it your funeral. It's obviously not my funeral, right? It is you wouldn't say, like, if somebody said, hey, do you want to come to my funeral? They're not going to be like, you wouldn't think, oh, wait a second, that's a funeral you're holding for someone else. You'd be like, wait a second, are you dying or something? Right? This should say, like, Duke Otto III's funeral. That would make a lot more sense, but the way that activities are done in this game, I get the feeling the activity is the inviter is the person who names the activity, which doesn't make any sense for funerals. But anyway, that's my little rant. The reason why it matters, you might be like, why do you care? I care because if somebody else invites you to a funeral, it doesn't tell you who is currently like being buried. It just says, like, hey, do you want to come to my funeral? And you're like, I don't understand what you mean. Anyway, that's my rant over. We're gonna go speed 5. Oh, fate smiles upon me. My wife, Duchess of Walpurga, is bearing my child. Hey, an heir? Fantastic. Okay. One person didn't make it to the event in time. It's fine. Neighboring ruler won war. Okay, so you won against Austria in a war for the Austrian claim on the Margrave fate of Steiermark. Fair enough. Of all the figures venerated and villainous, none have been desired more than our departed Duke Otto of Bavaria. With his crowd of weepers and gawkers finding other subjects to satisfy their fascination, I'm at last left with a moment of solace between myself and my grandfather. A time for quiet prayer, a moment of grief, or promise to be a better duke, unrelenting devotion. Let's have our moment of grief. I think that seems reasonable. The false duke. I gaze upon Duke Otto of Bavaria in quiet contemplation, interrupted only by the occasional well-wisher offering their sympathies. Lummox, fool, fopdoodle, you dare call yourself duke? My uncle, Count Eckhart, hurls himself towards me, furious finger waving inches from my face. Duke Otto of Bavaria had designs for me to rule in his place. Villain! I had no such designs, although wait, was he my second son? Because I may have thought about that at one point. He was my second son. Say get out, or I don't care. I'm going to say get out and he becomes my rival. He does, however, already have an alliance with me, so he can't join a faction. He can try and kill me though, but like, that's entirely his choice. He gained favor hook on Count Bruno. Why? Is that something that happened here? Yep. No explanation why, I just gained one. Okay. Fine. That's fine. Back to the funeral. Prematurely. The child was not meant to be. My wife, Duchess Walpurga, assures me it is the way of life, but her hand lingers on her belly. She is no longer pregnant. That's upsetting. Stomach rumbling. It's taken much of the evening to get myself close to Count Heinrich without making it feel forced. Yes, that is the person I want to get close to. After all, the best friendships are natural, and I want him to think this is spontaneous. The man gently dabs at the corners of his mouth with a corner of soiled tablecloth, brushing away crumbs of flaky pastry. I just hope the next course is a little bit lighter, he opines. The whole point of a feast is to provide a rich, varied culinary experience, and so far this has felt more like it's trying to stuff us than excite us. You can say, yes, sadly it was a poor choice, I think. You do realise this is my feast, or let's switch to something less contentious. Okay, let's see how this goes. You're fun, but not that fun. You gained 30 opinion of us, that's nice. As someone regaled me of the history of my boar's tusk, which got some prestige. How are you feeling about this whole faction? You're feeling like you would leave that faction. I bet he can't fire it while he's at the funeral, though. I think that's probably true. Brave goods. Important nobility, far too great in number to name, passed by the enshrouded body of Duke Otto of Bavaria, granting him little more than a simple bow or a nod, as though such a gesture was sufficient to show one's reverence for a life. My heart weighs as heavy as my pockets, so full of trinkets and memories of Otto. I can't help but wonder why I should get to hoard objects which rightfully belong to him. I can give him the tusk of the Munchen boar, I can give him the aged cheese, or I can say perish the thought. I'm going to give you the cheese, although the boar would give us a ton of piety. I'm going to give you the cheese. Because I don't need that much cheese. Oh, interesting. So I guess he can fire it while he's at the funeral? So I would become a vassal of Captain Siegfried, but I don't think I would. That's the thing. I don't think I would become his vassal. I think I would lose all my titles. So I'm going to have to say I will not be threatened. To my liege, the right to rule Bavaria belongs to Captain Siegfried of the courageous Crusader by divine right, and we have gathered the support required to make it so. Accept this fact peacefully, or we will make you do so by force. I will not be threatened. But also I want to make sure the game is paused. It is. The blurring of war horns have reached me even here in Wunschmünster, as I am in the midst of hosting a funeral. That fiend Count Heinrich IX of Regensburg has declared war against me. Much planning has gone into preparing to host this funeral, and I am loath to send my guests home now, or send my guests home. The importance of this conflict should not be underestimated, however. Perhaps it would be best to focus all my efforts on preparing for war. I can manage things from here. Rally the troops. Okay, plan is now to murder, not you. Where are you? Did you turn up? You did. Fantastic. My plan's to murder you now. Right. Tuscany. I'm really gonna need you to join this war. If you could, like, do that, that would be fab. Okay. What's our plan? That's a great question. I think our plan is to raise our troops here and retreat to Tuscany. Yeah. So I'm to raise my troops here and retreat to Tuscany. Let's go. Speed 3. Okay, Tuscany has said yes. I have lost my marshal and my steward. My marshal shall be Adalbert, and my steward shall be Count Bruno. Fantastic. All eyes fall upon Theodelinda as she falls to the ground in lamentation, hands coating her reddened eyes from view. Theodelinda's sorrowful gasps and chokes have left her fellow mourners breathless. Many offer her comfort and reverence as if it were her who would be committed to the hereafter. Okay, eyes must fall upon me only. I'll mourn in my own way, or I can offer comfort. I'll offer comfort to our sister. It seems like a reasonable thing to do. Okay. Retreat down here to this mountain range. Moment to mourn. The mourners move through the hall weeping in a kind of macabre dance, all for Duke Otto of Bavaria. The unsettling silence of a people holding back what they so desperately wish to do. Silent screams never to part their lips, hard-fought battles against tears being lost, so ashamed of their own grief. I rise to my feet and allow myself to get lost in the dance with my fellow mourners. I must remain strong. This is because of my faith. Okay. By the way, I say this every time, so apologies, you probably heard it before if you've watched one of these before. Americans say this as macabre. British, it is correctly pronounced macabre. It's weird, I know. It's not, neither of them match the French that is based off of. It's just weird pronunciation. Anyway, there we go. The last chance. The sorrowful line marches on. The line to have the last moments with Duke Otto of Bavaria. A last whisper, a last long goodbye, a last nothing at the last place anyone will ever see him again. Truly a privilege it is to be here. The line brings me ever closer until at last the figure in front of me parts, and there is nothing but a veil between me and him. Okay, we can bow. We can make a speech. We can speak of his virtues. I will speak of his virtues. Alright. The offering of liberations. I and the other mourners take a reprieve from our grief to enjoy a great bounty of food. Prince Archbishop Garcia of Friuli, usually the lifeblood of any feast, now sits across from me misty-eyed with an untouched goblet at his side. How can we make ourselves fat and merry in times like these? Are we to satisfy our hedonistic desires while Otto has none? Join me, empty your goblets in libation. The guests seem to agree. There is a wisdom in Garcia's oafish lamentation. So I can join in the offering, a round of drinks for all, or I'll remember him in my own way. I'll join in. That seems fine. Dust to dust. Now the time to commit Duke Otto of Bavaria's final rites before his final journey into the hereafter. Otto's enshrouded body is held suspended above an open grave, surrounded by close friends and family. Stood at the head is you, a privileged place of mourning afforded only to a magnanimous host. To see him surrounded by so many mourners and given a proper Catholic burial gives me hope that Perhaps I too will be remembered this fondly as Duke Otto. At last his body is lowered into the earth and the funeral is officially completed with a prayer. Our legitimacy goes up to true, we gain some piety, and we lose some stress. So true legitimacy is good. It says some extra bonuses. It's all very nice stuff. Like, all of it's just like a little bonus to all sorts. It's very nice. The funeral has concluded. We'll now make our way back home, which isn't where they're sieging. Anyway, we are now inside again. Do I want to immediately leave and run this, be in charge of this army? Kinda, but I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think the right thing to do is to head over here and kind of match what you're thinking about doing. What are you thinking about doing? Moving to besiege war target. No, I'd really like you to join me in like breaking their sieges if that's possible. What would you think about doing that? Think that might be a good idea? I think that might be a good idea, don't you? Like head up this way with me? Yeah, you're coming to reinforce me. That's what I thought you were doing. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. They're now sieging Ottoberg, but I don't think they have enough troops to siege Ottoberg. It was just saying that they were having issues. That might have been that they don't have enough troops to siege Ottoberg with only one of the armies. Yeah, it might be in the 600 or the 800. We are definitely about to be attacked. We're defending in hills. Is this the best that I got? Put in our Marshal, who would be better. I can put in our Acclaim Knight and try and run. I can run. Fantastic. Run. I love it. We're doing what the AI does, which is continually search for a... Perfect, they're reinforcing us. They continually search for an organizer to try and like run away from every like battle. It's great. Okay, you're reinforcing us. That's what I would like to see. Do I put my uncle in charge or do I put Adalbert in charge? I think we're going to win, so I'm going to put my uncle in charge. Because he will cause them more harm. Yes, they're joining me. Let's go. I think this is the fight we want. Let me just check what we're going to get. So you're 9 days away, you're 8 days away, and you're 9 days away. You're 5 days away, and you're 7 days away. So we're going to have 2 days, unfortunately, where we're on our own. You got heavy infantry, spearmen, and archers. So you got 800... Sorry, I'm just adding them up. You got 1,200 in terms of men at arms. We've got 400. So we got 1,600 men at arms. You have 700 plus another 300, so 1,000 plus another 100. So you have 1,100 men at arms. Now, in terms of knights, you have 7. We have 2 and you have 3, so they have 2 extra knights. So we have like a men at arms advantage, they have a knight's advantage. We're also going to arrive early, which means we're going to have 2 days of pain. Do I have a better knight? Nope. Okay, at least our knights are pretty good. I guess 20 and 17 are, or 20 and 17 are actually very solid for knights, so yeah. Let's try this. Let's go. So we've arrived. We are getting incredibly countered. We have 2 knights. Their best knights are not equal to our knights, but we are going to get extremely beaten up for a little bit. They have a bonus for faith hostility, which is nothing, because there is no faith hostility, because we're the same faith. So that's good. Let's go slow. 1 day. Hasn't turned that badly. That's fine. That's what we like to see. 2 days. They've joined us. Okay. So they're not fully in yet, I assume. Yes, they're not fully in yet. There we go. Just reload it. So, men at arms. Both of the heavy footmen groups are countering the opposing people's pikemen. Makes sense. Wait a second. 100, 100. Okay, no, that's 200 and then that's 900. So they're doing 84% damage due to being countered. Ours are doing 88% damage due to being countered. Archers are just kind of here doing damage. These guys are countering. Our knights are pretty... Well, the ones we brought are pretty good. Yeah, I guess the knights are... They maybe have slightly better knights. Okay. Our commander advantage is better than theirs by a little bit. We're going to cause more enemy fatal casualties because we've got aggressive attacker, which is good. It is close, though. Like, it's all very, very close. Although, wait. Oh, you've got 28. Wait a second. Commander's martial skill plus 15. Chivalry focus plus 5. Stand and fight cultural tradition. Ooh, is this something to do specifically with our culture? Okay. Well, I get, you know, obviously. Increased station men-at-arms toughness bonus for nomads. That doesn't matter. All Bavarian characters. 2 levy toughness. Friendly fatal casualties is increased, but defender advantage is plus 8. Oh wow, so because we're defending, we get that extra plus 8. So we're actually significantly better in terms of our position. Because not only is our guy better, he's also got an extra plus 8 on top of that. So yes, I think that's going to be very, very good. Yeah, so our damage is increased by 70% due to our battle roll plus plus the advantage. So it's basically the way that combat works, right? Is that you get a roll in combat and you add it to your advantage, and then that determines like a percentage extra damage that you get, right? So because we're so far ahead on advantage, even though our roll isn't that much better, like we're gonna get a huge amount of it. Like we're plus 14 on them. Yeah, it's very, very good. And yeah, it's 5% per advantage. I think for a very brief time it was 10% per advantage, which was obviously like insane, because if your advantage was like this, we'd be doing 140% extra damage. Anyway, good first roll basically means we're going to start rolling over them here. Yeah, this is exactly what we want. Now, because we're defending in this war as a whole, this means that we have no cap on war score from battles. You can get as much war score from battles as you want if you're defending, which is great. I want to take this back if we can. So yeah, we got 34%, but we can just keep doing that if we want to. Yeah, I would love to take this siege back. That's at all possible. They're coming to help on this siege. 5 months. Have they got... they do have siege units. Okay. There's 3 months left. I'm going to leave and let them do that. So I'm not going to give them any attrition. Duke Otto, we've had our differences in the past, but don't you agree it's time to let bygones be bygones? My uncle Count Eckhart gestures from me to him. Whatever is between us, let us start anew. You know what? Sure. Sure, we'll do that. Dreams of a journey. This room, these walls, this damn chair. I'm so sick of it all. I need to get out of here. I need to go somewhere else, anywhere else. Every day I'm stuck in this awful room. I feel like another small piece of my life is taken away. Gain restlessness, which is extra stress gain. Traveling will remove this modifier. That's good. That's kind of what we want to do with this character. I assume it's related to our lifestyle. But yeah, very, very good. Okay. We've been invited to King Magnus's coronation in Aachen. It's not really a time for us to be leaving our capital, but maybe it's the ideal time for us to be leaving our capital. Yeah, maybe it is the ideal time for us to be leaving. You can ask your head of faith for gold. Yeah, I'll ask the Pope for 100 gold, definitely. That sounds pretty good. My 5 zealot vassals are unhappy, but like, it's 100 gold. I'm definitely going to ask the Pope for that. I'm also going to go to this coronation. I just need to think about something first. Where do you even set it? Sharing power, there we go. I wanted to set who our person's going to be. I guess you could do it, yeah. I guess our player heir and sister would be a good person for us to share power with. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to King Magnus's coronation. Definitely. Yeah. Do I want to go anywhere on the way? I guess I definitely want to go to Klingenberg for the 450 diplomacy lifestyle experience. Probably Luxembourg as well. Yeah, you get a huge amount of experience for going to these two. And here. Yeah, it's going to be 300, 750 experience. Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to go to Klingenberg. On the way back, I'm going to go to Luxembourg. I probably don't need a forest guide. But I probably should hire mercenary guards, although it's probably cheaper to hire specifically what I need. This one is forest, so maybe I do need a forest guide. I could just change the route here. Yeah, actually I could just change the route so we do like this. Yeah, it makes much more sense. And then take the danger in the forest. Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. Oh, and then do the same thing over here. I just change the route ever so slightly. Go. We're taking this opportunity to leave home. Hope gave us 100 gold, and Adolf has become a he's become a better personal physician because he now has the trait personal physician. Like, it was pretty good beforehand, but now he, like, just from learning, but now he's actually got practical experience. Okay. It says that they're supporting my armies, but they are sieging, which is fine. The hunters are. To blindly chase a wild creature, launching arrow after arrow or spurring ever harder. Futile, lass Werner, my renowned knight. Beasts can be cunning, they sent the stalker on approach, scatter before the hunting pack, and turn violent when cornered. This means that Theodella's got a hunter trait because she's our player heir now. Fantastic. Okay. Finish the siege, finish the siege. A Pilgrim's Tale. As we walk through the church in Eipoffen, I overhear a group of travellers talking quietly to one another. One of them, a man, starts describing and comparing the church with his journey to Vaticano. I can't help but listen in on the conversation as he continues to go into detail about the fascinating things he saw in Roma. Looking around, I can only imagine how much better it must be than the dainty sight I see here. You know what? Tell me more. You know, we've wanted to get away, now we've found a location we want to go to. I think that's pretty good. Oh, that place that gave us 450 was the capital of the Holy Roman Empire. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. Also, you're about, in 7 days, to get Dornberg back to us. We got it. Fantastic. So now we'll be getting ticking war score, but actually, I want to take this fight. Yeah, they're going to join us. We're already going to win according to the thing. It already thinks we're going to win. In 4 days, our allies join us. Fantastic. The Crusade for Pomerania has started. This time, the time has finally come to bring St. George's holy wrath against the vile heathens of Pomerania. Inflamed by righteous fury and unyielding resolve, the great army of Crusaders assembled by Pope Anastasius sets forth to deliver divine justice upon the wicked and earn their place in heaven. Deus Vult. War waits for no man. I can manage things from here. And we're not really going immediately to the Coronation anyway. Or sorry, we're not immediately going to the Crusade anyway, because we got like work to do here. Coronation arrival. I finally arrived at Aachen for the coronation. Love or hate the king, none can deny the feeling of importance shared between we who will stand witness. Okay. Is my goal to bear witness to the king here? Offer support, seize advantages, or disrupt loyalties? I think maybe we'll try a bear witness. We don't really have any reason to support him or not. But we'll bear witness. We just want to be there. Alright, I would love to take this fight. And we are. Fantastic. Captured some more people. I would love to take this fight as well. I know it's defending in a river crossing through hills, but Yeah, our ally will join us, and this is a perfect opportunity to wipe out their armies. Right. Done some significant damage. I'm assuming they're going to retreat towards Regensburg, so we're going to head over there. Yeah. We should get taking war scores soon, because we control all of the title that they declared a war for. Yeah, they're going to Regensburg. Perfect. They tend to go back to their own territory, so... Wait, they're not? They must be going to this one then. The only other. To here? Yes, that's where they're going. Okay. Isolate capital, enter seclusion. There is a disease here. Siegfried's smallpox. Ah. Okay. Let's start by isolating the capital. I can't do that right now. Okay. It's not ideal. Well. We have defeated their army once again. Oh, I'd love to defeat this army. Only 48 troops in it. Yeah. Fantastic. The prelude. The gathering is as grand as expected. Faces familiar and foreign mingle, and I hear greetings just warm enough to be polite. When the host speaks, the room quiets out of instinct. My friends, my vassals, my kin, your presence honors me more than any crown could. Until the ceremony begins, eat, drink, speak freely, and know that I see each of you and will not forget who stood with me here today. Some major supporters are people like Duke Magnus and Margrave Leopold. Detractors are Deitbold, Friedrich, and Kuno. Alright. Let's go. There he is. Mayor Sigmund points at our host, King Magnus, standing alone. Finally, this is our chance. We're here to stand in witness and support his coronation. It's only fair that we get something in return. So we can get increased cultural acceptance, which I kind of like. Do it in the presence of God, where everyone will see we stand close to the king. Let's increase cultural acceptance. Sure. That seems good. He accepted our petition. That's good, because it probably cost him like almost exactly nothing to do that. I can call him my ally? No, I can't. Okay, yeah, because I'm not the war leader. That's what I thought. I'd love to attack Dornburg again. Do you know of him? Duke Otto. This is Count Otto. I believe you two would find much common ground. The art of feasting, perhaps, and the fact that your names are both Otto. Okay. This is Otto V, the Greedy of Zutphen. Let's say he seems very polite. My sister has smallpox. That isn't great news. Grave news reaches me. My sister Theolinda has fallen ill with smallpox. The future is uncertain. Death lingers closely by her bedside. Yet all is not lost. Theolinda might survive, should luck be on her side. God only knows her fate. Physician wants to know how my sister should be treated. I'll leave the choice to my sister. Have my bet. Good Duke. I turn around to find Prince Bishop Tedesio next to a nervous man. You know that I cherish you and it would bring me great joy to help you. Here I offer you the first and best of my men, Nikolaus, my well-accomplished marshal. May this serve as the start of a friendship between our houses. Okay. Well, you can draw my court as antiquarian. He is welcomed, or fewer as generous as you. I guess we'll say fewer as generous as you, as I don't really need Nikolaus. But okay, you want our houses to feel close. You're theocratic. The problem with theocratic is that their succession is like via theocratic. It's just given to a random person. There's no reason for us to connect our houses. It doesn't make any sense. So I'll say fewer as generous as you. A familiar face. The courtyard is bursting with flowers, guests laughing impatiently, two courtiers chatting in hushed whispers. Nephew, my dear Uncle Arnold calls for me. Everyone here is either conspiring or drunk, he hushes. I have missed you. They let us Babenberg stay together. That's 300 diplomacy lifestyle experience. Or what do you make of our host, Lord Magnus? I'll let the Babenberg stay together. I got a diplomacy perk. Alright. I'm gonna grab Heart of the Family for close family opinion. I'm wanting Groom to rule eventually, so we might as well you know, make our way there. Your forces captured Conrad, the spy master of your foe, Countess Mathilde of Passau. Alright. We got Ticking War Score yet? Absolutely not. Why would we have Ticking War Score? I mean, we've only got all of our land. A quiet moment. I finally managed to leave the other guests behind and enter the blank in search of a quiet moment. The altar to God shines dimly, illuminated by a dozen candles. A fragrant silence fills the cold walls. To my right, a mural of St. Matthew offers me a stern look. To the left, a tincture that once was Jesus fading slowly, his smile almost imperceptible. Say, God, do not forsake Lotharingia. Okay, magnificence of the coronation increases. Strike King Magnus down. I entrust myself to Jesus, a prayer for good health. St. Matthew to help guide me, a prayer for wealth. We are greedy. But we're also content. You know what? We'll entrust ourselves to Jesus. We do want to go to the Vatican. Maybe we're having a moment. King Magnus takes a second to observe the crowd, cracking his knuckles. The voices of the courtiers have become as constant as the chirping of birds, and I have no doubt that Mayor Sigmund intends to join them. Good Chook, may I be so bold as to ask what your thoughts are on the celebration? I have no doubt that King Magnus's rule would be one of love and justice. Say they will call us fortunate for having been here, long may he reign. Let's say they will call us fortunate for having been here. Alright. Now waiting for the ceremony to begin. In cold silence, King Magnus's procession parts the crowd, and my retinue follows in our honorary place. Some peasants stare up at us blankly, others mutter derision. One howls, "The false king," and the mob surges forth, barely held back by a few warriors lining the way. 3 ascents. Okay, so this is the same thing as the other one that we saw for Bohemian. So it's the common folk and the elders giving their recognition. Cool. So that's pretty much the same in all the coronations we've seen so far. I'm going to tell you to go directly here. The holy oil. So this is the Archbishop Siegfried of Salzburg giving the anointment, because it's an anointed one. The crowning of Magnus. Forth comes the royal symbols. The old sword is girded to Magnus' hip, the gaudy jewels, worn mantles are placed upon him. Even the surly host of his kingdom, the junkers, bishops and knights of that miserable land, even they are moved to mutter the final prayers and give the last, "God behold our king." Graced by royal treasures, Magnus kneels. For the king of Lotharingia, the king he's about to truly become, he bows to the Holy Roman Kaiser and to God. Okay, cool. Now the ceremony continues. Got another army. The Oath. My rule will be remembered by those who come after as the start of a golden age for Lotharingia. My wife has smallpox. She can also choose how she's treated. We're going to head up here and defeat another army. The Feast. The formalities have ended, and with them the stillness that held the gathering in place. A few murmurs rise as the host stands again, this time to mark the end of the ceremony and to start of something more relaxed. My friends, the rites are complete. Let the tables be filled, let the cups be raised, let the hall remember joy as well as duty. A fiery evening. The revels of my fellow guests bring a smile to my face. I chortle as their raucous carousing finds them falling over one another. Body gesture suddenly knocks a torch loose, and it careens into the drapery. Flames leap up the walls as the guests shriek and scatter. I dive for cover, heart pounding as the hall is soon awash with smoke and panic. I'm not smart, I'm not good at fighting, I'm just going to say, how do I leave this place and lose some prestige? Keep chasing this army over there. Unconcerned with any etiquette, my fellow vassal Margrave Adalberto slaps me on the back. "I mean it," he exclaims. "I'll do anything you ask of me, anything at all. Ask me and it is done." You can smell the alcohol on Adalberto's breath, but the promise has been noted by every guest present. Well, I'm going to get the hook on this guy. I didn't realize he was here, though. Okay. Maybe I should have been... I guess I can't try and kill him here, but... Interesting. The dilemma. The feast is dwindling down. I find myself deep in conversation with my generous uncle, Count Bernard. He inquires about my opinions on the blessings of family, a subject he is deeply interested in himself. Say, it's a subject that fascinates me as well. Made a friend. I'm now friends with Count Bernard. That's good. Also, I need a new tutor. My new tutor is going to be... I have a couple of different options. This is the person married to Werner. Married to Guntbert. This is just wait card. Let's go with Signy here. Sure. Gonna do a good job. Right. Your counsellor Adalberto died. Wait, that's Adalberto who was married to my mother. Oh. Alright. Died of smallpox. That's not good. So if our mother dies of smallpox, that's really going to put a, you know, spanner in the works. And one plate of food is replaced by the next. My fellow vassal Mayor Gerlach goes on and on about court politics. That was how we salvaged that mess. Are you sure I'm not boring you, my lord? We have an interesting conversation for 10 years, so why don't we talk more about you instead? Oh, we'll have the interesting conversation. We'll take the stats for 10 years. She is no longer my caravan master, apparently. Why not? She's just not. Okay. Smallpox, balanced humours. As I walk down the halls, I hear some muffled laugh. That voice, I'm not used to hearing it so bright and clear. I push the half-open door, and there in front of me is my sister Theodelinda, seemingly recovered from smallpox. My beloved sister is well once more. It is difficult not to shed a tear of joy. Okay. So why is my mother no longer eligible to be my... why are you no longer eligible to be my caravan master? I have no idea. Okay. Guess I'll wait for an event to set a caravan master. Maybe she got unassigned by something in the travel event, as in the activity. Well, I don't know. I'll have to scroll through all of that. I don't think she did. A delightful treat. Duke Otto, starts my fellow vassal Podesta Luca, a distinct odour following him to my table. Must meet this most interesting man. He has brought wondrous floral cakes of hashish. Okay. And say, well, what could it hurt? And we get into a hashish stupor for 1 year. That's some strong stuff. Or enjoy without me, Luca. I guess I'm temperate, so enjoy without me. So death do us part. What? Sickness and pestilence continue its harrowing march through Bavaria, laying low peasant and noble alike. That brutal, indiscriminate truth rarely lays itself bare until moments like these. I can only watch in silence as the physicians step away from the body of my wife. I move closer, reaching out for her hand. It's still warm. How can a heart endure this kind of pain without breaking? It cannot be possible. Yet here I am, my heart beating on whilst yours has gone quiet. Oh, Walpurga, my beloved, life will not be the same without you. My wife just died of smallpox. That's not good. You might be a Duke, Otto, but you are also a squeamish swain. The unprovoked anger expressed by my sister Theodelinda came as a complete surprise. She's been under a lot of stress lately, but to behave like this, that even she struggles, is calming. Guess we've got another funeral to hold at some point. After eating next to each other for a while, I must have said something particularly intelligent because Count Arnold complimented me on how clever I was. In response, I smile intelligently back at my fellow scholar before I get occupied with grease running down my chin. It's my learning skill. I get scholarly confidence. It's not hubris if it's true. I was gonna say it did sound like it was somebody being like, "Oh, you're so clever," just trying to butter us up. And yes, it is that. Yes. Okay. Celebrations end. I don't... Yeah, we've been here before. I'm a proper duke now. Like, the sentence wouldn't even make sense to apply because dukes can't even be crowned. Anyway. His sworn oath is to strengthen the house. Cool. An affected characters, Duke Magnus of Angria and Margrave Adalberto of Steiermark. With the following, he gained opinion with them. Oh, okay. There's Coronation. I just realized that Leopold, who was supporting him, was a Babenberg as well. Okay. I have an empty marshal position. Gonna be Eckhard. Wow, there's so much disease back here. Just won another battle. That's 100% war score. We are now going to enforce our demands, which will imprison my 3 vassals. Good. The toils of war. As we walk through the streets of Limburg, a procession of soldiers emerge from a side street. Most of them are injured and aided by downtrodden civilians. A herald proudly stands up in front of the throng of people gathering around the marketplace and declares with a loud voice, "We have crushed those Legion dogs yet again. It is only a matter of time before victory is ours." And yet the celebratory words pales when I look at the injured soldiers and their grieving relatives. Give them some coin. Say maybe they have some wisdom to share. Or enough of this doom and gloom. I'll donate some coins to them. Sure. We are now off. I got a wandering lifestyle perk. I want power at home, which allows us to swing the scales of power, or allows us to have greater efficiency in it, or mercenary contracts. I want mercenary contracts. Makes mercenaries cheaper and gives us an easy way to make travel less dangerous. Our level of fame is now distinguished. We get extra knight and we get some secular opinion. Cool. Continue to make our way home. Oh wait, we're in the Crusade. Yeah. You got like make your way up there. What's the map mode I'm looking for? I'm looking for this one. Shift F. Ah, okay. So I kind of want you to head this way. Also, the sound is definitely like messing up here somewhat. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what the sound effect is, but there's definitely some weird kind of noises coming from it. Anyway, journeying through Babenberg, I pass by a peculiar looking tent splayed open with its yet more peculiar looking occupant inside. "Come in, O mighty Duke. I can tell you have many miles to go, and I can offer you a reading of your future travels for a modest price. The strange man has piqued the interest of my entourage, but am I willing to pay for a reading?" Guess not. I'm greedy, apparently. Where's the Crusade's army? Because I can't help but notice how it says that there are 48,000 troops, but... Oh, I see. You've all gathered there and now you're working your way up. I understand. Maybe we broke it by being part of the war and down here. People are replacing other people in this war. It's all the Crusade stuff, so that's fine. Adolf has become better at being in position. And we have arrived back. We got some Wanderer trait experience, which is great. Dido has left our court. We have returned. Although we are immediately going to leave and we're going to place ourselves in charge of this army. Why, you might ask? It's a crusade. I got to go to the crusade. Get the trait. Get the bonus trait for going to the crusade as yourself. King Philippe of France has been excommunicated. That's not good for France. Alright. You guys going to the crusade? Staging in Brienne for the Holy War. Oh, right. Yeah. I'm going. Okay, I'm staging. I'm staging here. He looks a little ill. Yeah, my bishop and personal physician currently has smallpox. It's not great. I do need a new caravan master, and it can, apparently, for some reason... Oh, no, it could be my mother. Why did she go from being eligible to not eligible, then? I mean, she's not that good at it. I am going to put her back... Well... I don't know. I was going to put her back in the job, but it won't make her leave the court, so... I guess I'll make it you for now. It's your bonus that you're... I was wondering whether the bonus was that he is an organizer. But, no. Okay. Put you in charge. For now. That's all fine. Tutor has educated a child. My beneficiary is too frail and sickly. I need a new one. A new beneficiary will be... my sister-in-law... Wait, how about who's Kuno Babenberg? Oh, this is my nephew-in-law? Yeah. Probably he's another relation to us as well, but nephew-in-law I think is the best one I've got. Okay. Wait for these guys to meet us over here. My personal physician is dead. I have a new realm priest, is Toki. Toki pays his taxes, at least a little bit. New personal physician needed. They're all terrible at the job. Okay. Might wait until smallpox has passed to put in somebody full time. Or like to look for somebody better. I'm going to put in Toki right now. Conrad has died. So it's Conrad of Bohemia died. Oh, okay. So we're keeping an eye on Bohemia. That now means that Friedrich of Bohemia is now in charge. Alright. I do intend to try and keep an eye on people and try and keep some storylines going. So we'll keep an eye on Bohemia first now. I was just checking who his mother was. Nobody important, apparently. Okay. Cool. That's Friedrich. He's probably going to have a coronation soon. Arranged marriage. You would like Gerberga to marry Burchard. I mean, that seems perfectly reasonable to me. You would like your mother to marry my brother-in-law. I guess it seems perfectly reasonable. I mean, they're both about to die of smallpox, so it's not really anything we can do about that. Scheme at court. People are trying to kill Guntbert. Trying to go like a little bit longer here just to give these guys a chance to merge, because I think that if I reload the game they're gonna like recalculate where they're going, get very confused. So yeah, I'd love for them to sort themselves out here. What's this saying? Saying joining army. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm going for it. Anyone with me? Sort of, yeah. Yeah, some of them were with me. Ish. Anyone with me? Not feeling 100% confident. Okay. I'd love to attack in here if anyone's like feeling it. Wait for them to think about it. Okay, I'm gonna head up here then and siege. It's my siege. Nobody can take it from me. They're gonna help me siege, and then that's going to get me the war score. And I'm standing on the edge, so if these guys attack, they're gonna attack in here. None of my allies are gonna help me siege, unfortunately. Okay, 3 years left. Okay. Nobody wants to help me siege? My spy masters come to me for discovery. It's certain that my cousin, Arnold, is scheming against my courtier, Guntbert. Oh, Arnold, my cousin. Okay. I was getting confused because it was because I was like, my spy master is Arnold. Oh, he's certain that his son is trying to murder Guntbert. Well, I will not accuse him. Okay. I don't know what the decision-making thought process was there, but okay. I'm taking my siege. I've sat here and I'm going to siege it one way or another. Also, could I get the Crusader trait, please? I'd really appreciate it for being in the Crusade location sieging. You guys are going to protect me, right? They have no thought of protecting me whatsoever. Wait, they're protecting that one. Guys. I hate the Crusade AI. It's so, like, unpredictable. They've done changes, and it is a little bit better, but it's kind of like... Could they move? Also, I didn't get the Crusader trait, which I think is even funnier. And with that, I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.